The Los Angeles Convention Center plays host to the biggest auto show event of the year. It's the opportunity for automakers, the automotive press, and importantly, the car-loving public of the Southland to go beyond the virtual hype and experience firsthand the industry's latest wares. Over the next hour, we'll show you the new cars, trucks, SUVs, and concepts making their debut in LA. So sit back, buckle up, and hang on as Fox Sports takes you on a ride around the LA Auto Show like you've never seen. The LA Auto Show on Fox Sports, presented by OurAutoExpert.com. Welcome to the LA Auto Show. Hello, everybody. I'm Tor Dietrich. Well, as the Grateful Dead once said, what a strange trip it's been. It's been 2 years since we've been under the rooftop here at the LA Convention Center. And the automakers, well, they've had their own strange journey with the auto shows. The Chicago Auto Show, they had to move the dates before opening. New York, canceled last year, moved this year, only to be canceled just 2 weeks prior to its opening. Detroit, canceled last year, canceled this year. So you can imagine the automakers came into LA with a lot of trepidation. The good news, there's a lot of new products on the show floor here to show you, and we have our Fox Sports Auto Show team, Nick Miles and Mike Caudill, to show you all the new metal and give you some perspective. But first, if you follow the auto industry, you should know the name Henrik Fisker. He designed one of my all-time favorite cars in the 90s, the BMW Z8. In fact, Aston Martin liked it so much, they recruited Henrik to be their chief designer, where he oversaw the DB9 and the Aston Martin Vantage, huge hits for the brand. Well, Henrik, he had a higher calling, to become his own car maker. And here in LA, Fisker is introducing the all-new Fisker Ocean, and here to talk about it is none other than Henrik Fisker himself. Come on in here, Henrik.
Hey, good to see you.
Yes, well, as we talked about, I talked to you when you introduced the Z8. Now you got your own car. It's a different story. Tell me about the Ocean.
Well, so what I'm excited about the Ocean is we are really focused on trying to make the world's most sustainable vehicle. But that only works if people want to buy it. So the idea was to combine sort of the shapes of sports cars like you talked about into an SUV. We have the world's longest range now, top version, 350 miles. But the other aim was to make it affordable. The base price of the Fisker Ocean starts at $37,499.
The rotating screen, tell me about that.
When you use a phone, you always like tap like this or like that, and then you turn around to watch a movie. And I said, can't we do that in the car? And the engineers were going, oh no, we can't. We showed it here today. So you just push a button and the screen just rotates and you can just sit and watch a movie. It's a 17.1 inch, which is pretty big.
Yeah, it's a big screen.
The entire interior is vegan, and then we use a lot of recyclable materials. All the carpets are made from recycled plastic bottles and fishing nets from the ocean. Even on the exterior, we actually have recycled carbon fiber on the wheels.
And in the rear, you have that doggy window.
And we have a little window at the rear, which you can roll down electric. Dog can stick a snout out, and it can jump out.
You have a new skateboard platform. Tell me about it.
We have a super advanced powertrain, specifically the four-wheel drive versions, which is the mid and the top version. We got torque vectoring, which makes you feel like a Formula One driver. I mean, I drove it on the track. You feel like you're actually passing the physical limits. The top version have 550 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. That's more than any of the sports cars I ever designed.
Starts at just under $37,500. So with that tax credit, you're at 30 grand.
We're at 30 grand. That's pretty much almost everybody can afford one.
That's a great price point. When does it come out?
It comes out next year. We are unfortunately sold out until mid-2023 because we got about 20,000 orders, but you can still go on fiskerinc.com and take a look and make a reservation.
Well, that's a good problem to have. And there you have it, Henrik Fisker and the new Fisker Ocean.
Welcome to the land of Lincoln, where one of America's most iconic luxury brands is debuting 2 vehicles here at the LA Auto Show. We're gonna get to this one in a minute. It's the all-new Lincoln Navigator, but this is what's special for the brand. It's the 2021 Lincoln Corsair, and this is their Grand Touring Plug-in Hybrid Electric Edition. That means this vehicle, for the first time, will actually get a little bit of electricity.
The partial hybrid electric option allows you to get that feeling of effortlessness and gliding. What's great about it is it doesn't sacrifice any of the space in the car.
So what does it mean to be a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle? Well, in the case of the CORSAIR, this vehicle has a turbocharged engine under the hood that provides power for an electric drivetrain, 28 miles on a single charge. You also have the option as well for all-wheel drive capabilities. There's an optional luxury package available on the CORSAIR. You get these beautiful leather seats, but you get a 13-speaker Revel audio system, USB ports, heated seats, and a variety of other tech features that make the CORSAIR a standout. And one of the best features from an entertainment standpoint is the integration of Sync 4. Starting price on it, right here, $50,390. But for me, it's all about big, and that is the Lincoln Navigator right there. This is their American flagship, 3-row, full-size luxury SUV. But for them this year, it's also about technology as well. For the first time, they've got a new feature called Active Glide technology.
Active Glide is our hands-free driving feature. This is the first Lincoln to bring the feature to the market. When you're in a blue zone highway, which with our beautiful Constellation HMI will let you know, the hands will come off the steering wheel. As long as your eyes stay focused, you could drive hands-free.
Inside, you're going to see a 13.2-inch touchscreen, and they're utilizing Lincoln's most recent Sync 4. There are going to be 4 new black labels for the Navigator this year. This one right here is called Manhattan Green. Under the hood, you're going to get a 3.5-liter twin turbocharged motor. It's the same one from a platform standpoint that's in the Ford Raptor. They've given you a whole new front grille and new headlights as well. They're calling these adaptive projector pixel headlamps. But for me, this is one of the coolest features. They're calling these 3D taillights. They span the entire rear of the deck lid of the vehicle, and you can immediately tell if you're behind this vehicle that this is a Lincoln Navigator.
There's big celebrations over at Jeep. It's the 80th birthday for the brand, and this is unmistakably a Jeep. This is the Jeep Wrangler 4xe, and this is a new venture for Jeep. 4xe means it's a plug-in hybrid vehicle. It'll do 21 miles on electricity alone, and then it does 49 miles a gallon MPGE. That's miles a gallon equivalent. This vehicle is the new breadth of Jeep. It is also the future to come.
4xe to us replaces 4x4, and we're talking about zero emission freedom. We're migrating to electrification. Wrangler 4xe we launched last year, 375 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque, instantaneous torque. So the off-road experience has been heightened and is better.
This vehicle will end up being one of the top-selling plug-in hybrids in 2021. And Jeep also broke the mold this year with announcing their luxury brand. Wagoneer joins Lincoln and Cadillac as America's 3rd luxury brand. Think Range Rover, but think all-American. Think handcrafted. This is the perfect American luxury off-road brand.
When you look at the vehicle, you see the 7 slot. It's obviously very much rooted and founded in Jeep, but we're focusing on different elements that are specific to this customer. So we're focusing on technology, premium materials. Capability is still very top for us with best-in-class crawl ratio, 48:1. We still have 24 inches of waterboarding clearance and 4x4 systems that are really going to get you where you need to go.
The Grand Wagoneer and the Wagoneer are in showrooms now.
When we come back, Mike looks at trucks and I get buzzed over Subaru's new SUV. It's all coming to you as Fox Sports brings you the LA Auto Show, presented by ourautoexpert.com. And welcome back. Well, growing up, I had the opportunity to live at a ski resort with a family that had 3 Subarus in the driveway. Such is the devotion to the Subaru brand. In fact, I can't imagine how excited Subaru owners are about getting the opportunity to buy a production electric vehicle. And here to talk more about it is Tom Dahl from Subaru. Tom, you have an SUV for sale. It's electric. Tell me about it.
Love is now electric. This is the first full electric vehicle that Subaru is producing for the U.S. market. Size of a Forester. It's got great utility and capability. All-wheel drive. It's a complete package.
What's the range on this going to be? Do you know that?
Right now, they're saying that the range is going to be somewhere over 220 miles, but we're hoping that once we fully test the vehicle, that it could be better than that.
And talk to me about some of the safety and technology highlights on the car.
Full range of technology in this vehicle, just like you would get with any Subaru. Lane keep assist, navigation, collision warning, rear cross traffic alert, This is the most technologically advanced Subaru that we've ever made.
Take me on the outside of the car. What were you trying to generate with this car?
Solterra name means sun and the earth. And what we were trying to do was to create a vehicle that tries to meld both of those into a very unique design. And you can tell the way the vehicle is crafted, the lights, how it wraps around to the rear, everything fits together and flows. And what's really cool about it is with the way the batteries sit so low in the engine compartment adds even better driving dynamics and driving performance.
And there you go. The Subaru Solterra. Look for it next year.
Okay, let's talk. Do you know what the best-selling nameplate for any vehicle in the world is? It is Toyota Corolla. They have sold over 45 million of them since it came out in 1966. And this time, the Corolla is all grown up into a CUV, the Toyota Corolla Cross. It gets 169 horsepower. It comes in front-wheel drive that'll get you 32 miles a gallon, and all-wheel drive that'll get you 30 miles a gallon. On the inside of this Toyota Corolla Cross, you'll find in this XLE version, soft-touch dash, large screen. You'll also find USB ports and two-stage heated seats. Plus, this vehicle has all the accoutrements that you expect. And in the back, 25 cubic feet of storage. And for the first time ever, you'll also be able to tow up to 1,500 pounds. Now, over at Lexus, there are two brand new SUVs that get an infotainment system that was developed in America. And one of them is this here, the NX. Now, the NX comes in a gasoline version, a hybrid version, and a plug-in hybrid version. This is the F-Sport version, and the F-Sport version has that big spindle grille. It's fun, and it is sporty to drive. Now, the other big car to be released from Lexus, when I say big, I mean big, is the LX600. And this vehicle will also be getting that infotainment system. This time around, the LX gets 22-inch wheels, an amazing new grille, and on the inside, it gets two screens for the first time. Those two screens will house that new infotainment system, and that's where the magic lies. And this is the Lexus interface removed from the vehicles and put on display here at the LA Auto Show. Now, it took 400 people to develop this in Dallas, and the cool thing about this is it's very much like your cell phone. It has the pinch and zoom system in the 14-inch screen. Now, it has natural voice activation and does a lot of very cool things that you can do by just talking to the system. Hey, Lexus, turn on my windshield wipers.
Turning on windshield wipers.
That's cool. Now, it integrates things like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and it uses Google to update from a cloud-based system. Because it's cloud-based, everything is immediately updated. You never have to go to the dealer to update things like maps. Now, there's other things in this system that are great, being able to access all of your latest music from the cloud and access all of your latest features from the cloud as well. The other cool thing is if you own more than one Lexus, you can set all of your personal settings in one Lexus and transfer them all to the other Lexus vehicle, and all the settings you set up in one car transfer to the other vehicle. This is the system that you'll see in every Lexus of the future, and Lexus like to say, experience amazing.
Once upon a time, an automaker set out to create what they would consider to be the ultimate sports car, the Datsun 240Z. Fast forward now to 2021, it is morphed into this right here. This is the most iconic sports car of all time, the Nissan Z. Now, for the new year, you're gonna get twin turbocharging under the hood and 400 horsepower. But I want you to take a walk with me as we make our way through the Nissan booth here at the show. Here's something you need to know. For this new year, 2021, Nissan has launched and debuted more vehicles than any other automaker. So the Nissan Leaf, the Kicks, they're all getting a refresh. Over my shoulder, yeah, it's the Z, and of course the Ariya. But we're gonna hold you to their new electrified crossover in a minute as we make our way to the front of their booth. Now, the Pathfinder first came to market in 1987, and it has become one of the most iconic sport utility vehicles for the brand. Under the hood, lots of horsepower, great towing capacity. And check out the Nissan Armada, all new for 2022. The best part about it, you can haul the entire family around town in this 3-row full-size SUV. Here in LA, they want you to know about the all-new Nissan Rogue. They're gonna go with a 1.5-liter turbocharged motor under the hood of this vehicle. What does that mean? It means great fuel economy. You're gonna get up to 33 miles of pure new fuel economy and 201 horsepower under the hood.
The Platinum trim is the all-in. That's where you get the semi-annealing leather, the head-up display, the fully digital dashboard, and a lot of those kind of premium aspects of the vehicle. This comes with our suite of 6 key safety technologies that we call Safety Shield 360, and that's standard on all Rogues.
This is the vehicle the brand wants you to know about. This is the all-new Nissan Ariya. It's an electrified crossover vehicle, and you're gonna get up to 300 miles of electric range with this vehicle. And this is what they want you to know is the future of their brand.
The Ariya is Nissan's first EV crossover. It's packed with technology, it's packed with styling, and it is packed with practical functionalities that customers will enjoy. We've got 2 different battery configurations, we've got 2 different drivetrains, so depending on what the customer's life situation is, circumstances, where they go, they can pick an Ariya for themselves.
So for Nissan, the big news is all about electrification with the Ariya.
EVs like this BZ4X from Toyota, dominating LA. And Range Rover debuts their latest luxury ride. It all comes to you as Fox Sports brings you the LA Auto Show, presented by our AutoExpert.com. Well, there's a lot of electrics being introduced here in LA. One that a lot of people want to find out more about is the one behind me. It's the Toyota BZ4X. Here to talk about is Mike Tripp from Toyota.
Thanks for having me.
Talk to me about this car.
It's our latest addition to our expanding electrified portfolio, battery electric vehicle.
Give me some idea on the size of it.
This vehicle, it fits between RAV4 and Venza in our lineup, so it's right in the heart of the market, which is obviously that small mid-size SUV. The wheelbase is long, not only from a design, but from a rideability standpoint, so it's the same wheelbase as Highlander, but there's a lot of space inside. Expected range is up to 250 miles. We're expecting that the battery in this will maintain 90% of its charge after 10 years.
What are some of the things that people can expect buying an EV space-wise?
Because you don't have a traditional drivetrain when you get in, you have a lot more legroom, and then the technology you would expect. We have our brand new audio multimedia system on a 12.3-inch screen. You also have our advanced Toyota Safety System 3.0, which gives you more advanced features, especially at night in the way it perceives pedestrians on the road. If you look at the components that you have to have in an electric vehicle, you need a high-voltage battery and an electric motor. And we've been putting those 2 components in our vehicles for 20 years. So not only do we have experience, but as important or more important, our dealerships have a lot of experience, and we think that's the real differentiator.
Well, there you go, the Toyota BZ4X.
You can't have an auto show in 2021 and not talk about the all-new Ford Bronco. The Bronco now in 2021 has been designed to be the ultimate off-road vehicle. If you make your way right down the side of this, you've got 35-inch tires, you've got beadlock-capable wheels. All 4 quarter panels are actually removable on this Ford Bronco. Now here at the auto show, this one is meant for overlanding, so they've outfitted it with a Yakima rack, a gas tank up top, and of course a shovel. 2.7-liter turbocharged engine under the hood. You'll get front lockers and rear lockers. Both of them are electric, so you flip a switch, and now you are off-road capable in 4-wheel drive. And the best part about it with the Bronco is they are available right now in dealerships nationwide, but you're gonna be hard-pressed to find them because they are so popular. This could be one of the most anticipated vehicles of the new year. It's the all-new 2022 Ford F-150 Lightning, and the best part is it is all electric. Ford's gonna give you 2 different powertrains. One of them will give you a range of 230 miles on a single charge, the other up to 300 miles on a single charge with an estimated towing capacity of nearly 10,000 pounds. Now, one of my favorite features, the frunk. Under the front hood of this truck, there is no engine. It is a storage area. They want you to know that you can simply move this piece up in here and it turns into a cooler. There's a drain plug at the bottom. On the inside, you're greeted by a big 15-inch plus touchscreen, and Ford has integrated its Blue Cruise Level 2 autonomy into this as well. Ford wants you to know it's a truck, so as we make our way to the back of this, they've got what's called Pro Power Plus in the back of this truck. that gives you the ability to not only power your tools if you're on the job site, but also they have bi-directional charging as well. In the case of an emergency, you can actually charge and power your house as well. And it's not just about what's happening with the Ford F-150 Lightning, but also what's happening now with new Ford Maverick. This is the all-new Ford Maverick. This is their entry-level truck, the smallest one coming into the product portfolio, and it's all about the price. It starts under $20,000, and they are only going to offer it in a hybrid powertrain. Ford wants you to know with this Maverick, it's all about the do-it-yourself or the person that's working from home. So you have this uniquely designed rear truck bed. If you can look at the wheel wells here, they're flat, and this tailgate is in an angle. That means you can fit plywood right here on the back, perfectly flat, and you have Pro Power Plus on the inside of this, so when it comes down to your power tools, you can lay them flat on your truck bed and power your tools. And if you're looking for something just a little bit bigger than the Ford Maverick, then you'll have to check out, wait for it, the all-new 2022 Toyota Tundra. It's been completely redesigned from the ground up. Under the hood, Toyota is giving you two different powertrain options, but they're both based on a 3.5-liter V6 twin-turbo. But the hybrid version, which is called the iForce Max, has 583 pounds-feet of torque, making it the most powerful Tundra yet. And from a design standpoint, Toyota is giving you options, so the front grille for every single trim level is totally different. When did trucks become luxurious? Well, in the case of the Toyota Tundra, they have gone way over the top with the interior of this vehicle. So you're gonna see leather and double stitching, massive touchscreen, plenty of USB ports, wireless induction charging, and of course, you're gonna get Toyota's incredible arsenal of safety packaging. Payload capacity, 1,940 pounds, and your towing capacity back here, 12,000 pounds. That's a lot to tow with this truck. And the best part is the starting price, right around $36,000.
At the Dodge booth, there's a lot changing. Right now, this looks like, it smells like, it feels like gasoline power. But those changes are coming with the introduction of electrification. Tim Knissis, the head of Dodge, told us that that's going to take about 2 to 3 years.
We have a calendar that we put out for the next 2 years with 24 garage doors. And behind every one of those garage doors is a new significant announcement. The first one that we opened is this car right here, the Jailbreak. Now, what's cool about the Jailbreak is we've opened up the styling area to our customers. And we said, we're gonna let you be your own designer. You can build anything you want. We've got the parts, so why not? Second thing that we announced was a combination program called Power Brokers and Direct Connection. And that's the drag pack car here. Direct Connection goes all the way back to 1974. And that was really the Bible of how-to high performance. You could select your time that you wanted. You want to run 11 seconds, here's the parts you need. You want to run 10 seconds, here's the parts you need. We're going to recreate that exact same formula with the modern cars. But let's say you don't have the car yet and you're in the market to get the car. Wouldn't it be great if you could get one for free? We're going to give away 25 free Dodge Dream cars. You can spec out anything you want on our site. And then that enrolls you to be one of the 25 lucky winners of that car. Our full battery electric muscle car will come in 2024, hence the 24-month plan. There's some people out there that maybe are worried about the future. Don't. We got some really cool tricks up our sleeve for this.
Jailbreak is here right now. You can spec yours, and the future, well, it looks very bright.
Next up, how about a Vietnamese noodle maker turned automaker? Nick has the story. Plus, Nissan has a new Z. As Fox Sports brings you the LA Auto Show, presented by OurAutoExpert.com. Welcome back. Well, you might recognize this truck from all those Amazon deliveries. Of course, that's the Ford Transit. They're all over the place when you see Amazon. But look again, this is the E-Transit, which stands for electric. Here to talk more about that is Mike Levine from Ford. All right, Mike, Tell me about the E-Transit.
It's the all-electric version of America's best-selling cargo van. Not just a cargo van, but a chassis cab and a cutaway, so lots of flexibility for commercial customers.
This has a range of 126 miles. That's not a lot for a family at home, but it works for the commercial market.
It's right in the bullseye of the commercial market. We found from our research with all of our customers that 74 miles a day is about the average for our cargo vans to deliver. With E-Transit, we're giving 126 miles of zero emissions delivery.
How long does it take to charge? Tell me about the product itself.
Typically for delivery customers, they can charge it overnight. This is aimed at a fleet customer from our Ford Pro fleet team. We can help them out with depot charging, so charging multiple vans all at once, or we're even making it so that our fleet customers can have individual drivers take the van at home, charge it at home overnight, and then they can be reimbursed for that.
And this will have different packages too. Tell me about that.
We're going to have 3 different roof heights. So what you see behind us is a high roof. You can get a high, medium, or low roof. We also have a chassis cab, which you could put a custom body on.
Well, these have tons of room, and I know the Amazon guys are going to like it. So there you have it. The E-Transit, it comes out the first quarter of 22, and it starts in the $40,000 range.
Over at the VinFast booth, there is an awful lot to learn. You may not know anything about VinFast. They are a Vietnamese company that are coming to America, and at the LA International Auto Show, they have unveiled 2 products. VinFast are a big car company in Vietnam, but this is their first time in the United States. Let's start with the E35. Well, we pretty much can only tell what we can see here at the show. They'll have LED daytime running lights, there's headlights, we know they have parking sensors, very good looking. The exteriors of the vehicles are designed by Pininfarina, the famous Italian design company who also designed Ferraris. Looking inside the vehicles, we know the E35 is a 2-row vehicle. It has push-button transmissions and a large screen.
We come with electric cars only to the US, and that's what we're celebrating here today. We look at the possibility of having a local factory in the US, and we plan this in the second half of 2024.
They say that these vehicles will have a 10-year warranty and that they will do home servicing on them. Now, the E36 has a similar look to the E35, again, designed by Pininfarina, but it's much bigger, much more acceptable for the American market. It has this big air vent in the front of the hood, and if you walk around the side, the door handles on this concept are actually flush with the body, and we presume they're going to pop out. And this is actually a 3-row. Although it doesn't have a working interior, we can see that by looking on the inside, and we come around the back, and it has a traditional station wagon style SUV liftgate at the back and parking sensors, and the lights at the back go all the way across the tailgate as well. It looks like a final production version of the VinFast E36 we'll have to wait for in the future. So exciting that a factory will be in the United States, but we still have to yet see a production version of the E36.
Over here at Jeep right now, they're having a whole lot of fun. Why? Because they're posting record sales for 2021. And it's vehicles like this right here, the all-new Jeep Rubicon. And this is the Extreme Recon package. This is the 392 4-door, and it's the first time in years that they've offered a 470 horsepower V8 under the hood. What do you get with the Extreme Recon package? Starting right here. It's all about tires. You're gonna get 35s on this Jeep right here. Of course, the removable 4 doors and all of the things that you want for off-roading. So you're gonna get front and rear lockers, and up on the front, you have a sway bar disconnect that makes it easy to get over those big boulders and rocks. Jeep also thinking about the future. What does that mean? Well, we know about the Jeep and their 4xe technology. Well, this is the Grand Cherokee. This family vehicle right here, beautiful sport utility vehicle, is now 4xe. So what does that mean? 24 miles of pure electric driving with this vehicle. It's hybrid technology. And on the side over here, this is also really cool. They never forget where they came from, and that is off-roading. 24 inches of ground clearance, so you can ford your way through water. And of course, on the inside, it's all about technology with your lane departure warning, adaptive cruise control, front crash avoidance, rear pedestrian detection. I can go on and on. This vehicle is packed with safety.
Coming up, sports cars and Land Rover's latest Range Rover. It's all coming to you as Fox Sports brings you the LA Auto Show, presented by ourautoexpert.com. Well, concepts are often a vision for an automaker's future. The one behind me is a Hyundai 7, and here to tell us about it is BC Boyle. BC, what do we have here?
What we wanted to show today was all the opportunities that we can look like in the future. So this is our sport utility electric vehicle. We have what is called a dedicated eGMP platform, which allows us this flat floor. So it gives us all these opportunities for the unique seating in the vehicle. It gives us opportunities to move a universal console back and forth. It gives us the opportunity in the future when we have electric and autonomous driving not to have a steering wheel and maybe have a joystick to control where the vehicle goes. Over 300 AER or all-electric range, can charge 10 to 80% in 20 minutes, and has what we call vehicle to load. So not only does the car get charged electrically, the car can charge other things.
The platform that you're showing us, is this actually a real platform?
Right now, the Ioniq 5 is already off that platform. We made it so it worked in key segments: the sedan, the crossover SUV, and the large 3-row SUV.
We might not see bench seating the way it is here, but
you will see flexible seating, and we're going to get as close to what we can get in the concept as possible.
It's the Hyundai 7, and that's BC Boyle.
This is the all-new 2022 Range Rover. You're gonna get two different trim levels to choose from. This one is a third-row Range Rover. It's the first time the brand has ever launched a third-row edition of the vehicle. But this is the one I really wanna talk about. This beautiful color, sunset satin on the exterior design of this. The best part is this new exterior design. You can see it's a complete silhouette. There are no bumps protruding, completely flush along the front of this vehicle. Of course, LED lights, because that's what you expect with Range Rover. Under the hood, a 4.4-liter twin turbocharged motor pushing out 523 horsepower with a 0 to 60 time of 4.4 seconds. As we make our way down around the side of the vehicle, you're gonna get massaging seats on the interior, plenty of creature comforts, a ton of technology. We mentioned that third row, so you get a lot of interior space with this vehicle. One thing you wanna know about this all-new Range Rover, starting price, right around $104,000.
So BMW have whisked me away to a secret location just outside the LA Auto Show. And this vehicle is a concept which they are showing. To explain to me exactly what it is, we talked to Frank Van Niel, who is the BMW M CEO.
The M concept itself, the idea was, of course, to take the most popular segment we have right now, which is the SUV segment, and combine that with the typical M features like power, performance, but also electrification. We combined the typical M V8 engine, the newest generation, with a high-performance electric drivetrain. So the best out of two worlds, leading to up to 750 horsepower and 1,000 Newton meters.
Looking at the exterior design of this vehicle, you'll notice that these lights here are actually the daytime running lights. Down below those daytime running lights are the high and the low headlights behind smoked glass, and surrounding those are a different colored gray from what is on the hood. It looks like an M car from top to bottom. The kidney-shaped grille has LEDs all the way around it. Great looking, muscular BMW M car on the outside. All right, the inside, amazing. Carbon fiber, real woven interior. Classical leather with a vintage look, big wraparound screen, paddle shifters on the inside. If I look up at the ceiling here, I've got a very cool ceiling that has lots of geometric shapes in it and lots of cool LED style lighting. In the same space, Mini are showing off this new concept vehicle. This is the Vision Urbanaut. It's the next generation of one of their Vision vehicles. It's a Mini of sorts, but this is their first van. And check out the wheels here with the lights in. That's pretty cool. And that has something to do with what's on the inside of the vehicle. This vehicle has 3 different modes for when you travel around: chill, Wanderlust, and Vibe. Chill. You can remove the seat backrests and actually chill out in the vehicle. You can have Vibe, where you can actually have almost like a party central in the vehicle, and the wheels can reflect that. And Wanderlust, where the vehicle actually becomes a drivable vehicle. And the cool thing is, you can actually open that front windshield. They call it a balcony, where you can sit overlooking the lake and relax. Not only are cars being shown off here at the BMW space, but also this. It is the CE04, an electric scooter, and this will do a top speed of 75 miles an hour. It comes in the spring of next year. It will actually do 80 miles on a single charge. It takes somewhere around 4 hours to recharge totally on a 110 outlet. If you're looking to get into an electric, some kind of transportation, it could cost you as little as $12,000 next spring. I'm in. Let me ride the electric wave.
Coming up, sports cars. Plus, we wrap up the show. It's all coming to you as Fox Sports brings you the LA Auto Show, presented by OurAutoExpert.com. Well, it's estimated about half the people coming through the turnstiles here at the LA Auto Show are actual car shoppers. How do you know you're getting a good deal? Well, that's where a site like TrueCar and others come to mind, so you can see and evaluate. We have Mike Darrow here from TrueCar. So Mike, tell us, how do we get a good deal on a car?
Well, the best thing to do is take advantage of an auto show like this and come out and see what's available, look at the cars, sit in them, and then go to a site like TrueCar where you can begin to advance the shopping process. You can check out pricing, you can look at actual inventory, and you can begin to understand what's the best way to get a fair deal.
People forget that the whole point of the auto show is really the car shopping experience. How does that translate online for your purposes?
We're a marketplace, much like an auto show where you can go across brands. The consumer can shop Subaru, we're standing in their display now, then they can look at a Ford all at one site. We allow consumers to pick out the cars they want and then calculate a price.
What are some of the trends that you're seeing in the buying process these days?
Clearly what we're seeing is the new car business is being affected by the chip shortage. Everybody's aware of the supply chain issues that the automotive industry is facing. Inventory's down, which means pricing is up.
If I can't buy one now, when do I buy one?
We think by the end of Q2 next year that the new car supply will start to catch up.
Are there any buying tips you want to give people?
Form a consideration set that you're comfortable with. Get a group of vehicles you like, and then go to a site like ours where you can actually spend time really understanding the pricing, the equipment. Many people buy cars on affordability versus MSRP.
Well, there you go. Some good tips from Mike Darrow from TrueCar.
Earlier in the show, I had a chance to stop by the Nissan booth, and one of the things that I talked about was the fact that this automaker has launched more vehicles in the last year than just about any other automaker. I didn't get a chance to talk about this, though, and this is the Nissan Z, one of the most iconic sports cars of all time. I came over to talk to Ken Smith, who's one of the product specialists. This guy knows a lot. We've been at many auto shows talking about cool cars. What makes the new Nissan Z so special?
So, powertrain right off the bat. 3-liter, twin turbo, every trim line gets 400 horsepower.
And for me, as a purist, I gotta show y'all the inside of this right here. Manual gearbox?
They're going away, but not for an enthusiast car like the Z. We know people love to shift their own gears. It's more of a connection. It's here, it's an option, and if you go for the automatic, it's a quicker, slicker 9-speed as well.
There you have it right here in the Nissan booth. This, I gotta get out of the way to let you guys see it. That's the hot new Z.
What am I excited about over at the Ford booth? It's this, the Ford Mach-E GT. I actually own one of these vehicles. It's their all-electric SUV, and this is the GT version. You can tell because the grille is blacked out. This Mustang at the front actually illuminates at night. I get 260 miles out of mine on all-electric power, and this vehicle will do 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. Now, here's what you need to know on the inside of this vehicle. Over a 15-inch tablet in the middle of the vehicle. It has something called Blue Cruise Level 2 Autonomy. Hands off the wheel, feet off the pedals. It'll show you a cloud around the outside of the vehicle, so you can actually do that. It also has a vegan interior and a B&O soundbar, which goes all the way across the inside of this Ford Mach-E GT. there are some super sports cars I also want to show you. On display here on the floor is the 2021 Ford GT Heritage Edition, a great treat for all the people that come to the LA Auto Show. Ford is introducing the 2022 Ford GT 64 Prototype Heritage Edition. The limited edition vehicle is inspired by the 1964 Ford GT prototype that went on to become America's only Le Mans winning supercar. The Ford GT 64 Prototype Heritage Edition supercar wears Wimbledon white paint with animated blue graphics. Exposed carbon fiber components are prominent, including 20-inch animated blue painted carbon fiber wheels with its track-proven 660 horsepower, twin-turbocharged 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 engine. The Ford GT is a race car that can be driven on the streets. The latest version of the Ford GT's EcoBoost engine features lessons learned from the track.
And I'm joined here by my partners, Nick Miles, Mike Caudill. Guys, first event in a while. What do you think, Mike?
Well, I got to tell you, electrification is the big thing here, and it's an electrified floor. Everyone is having a good time. It's great to be back on an auto show floor.
Fisker, I thought, came out with a great product here. Gotta love the doggy windows. You gotta love a screen that tilts that size, 17-inch.
I think Fisker have really opened up a lot of things for the electric car market. It stops just being about range, but becomes more about using sunlight to power your vehicle without solar roof to go an extra 2,000 miles. When you apply electric credits and you bring it below $30,000, it makes this a lifestyle vehicle.
Let's talk about another electric, the Solterra from Subaru.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, I was really impressed. You know, it's very hard for a brand to maintain that identity. So how do you integrate electric into it? This new Solterra, you're gonna look at about 220 miles of range. They've integrated this new touchscreen on the inside that really makes it cool, and 80% of this vehicle can be charged within an hour. So Subaru is gonna maintain that adventurous outdoor image while at the same time going modern with electrification.
How about the noodle maker? VinFast.
This is quite a big step for them. Not only is it a car company that's been successful outside the US in Vietnam, but they made a commitment at the auto show to build factories in the US. And bringing jobs to America doesn't only open up the country to accepting new vehicles, it's accepting new jobs. And then to put your money where your mouth is and say 10-year warranty on the vehicles, that's amazing.
To me, the elephant in the room on electric has been Toyota. They know a lot about electrification. BZ4X.
Let's start with their plan to have 80% of their vehicles electrified by 2030, plan to have 10% of those vehicles battery electric vehicles by 2030, not just to become carbon neutral, to be carbon negative. That is a commitment by the company, and the first vehicle to do that will do 250 miles on a single charge. Great job, Toyota.
And it is a race for the mainline makes to get their electrics out. Nissan.
You know, they have hedged their bet on the future with the Aria. We've talked about it as a concept vehicle over the last year. Now it's going into full production. 300 miles of range, 5-passenger crossover utility vehicle, and you're going to see it in dealerships hopefully next year.
We got the Corsair.
Lincoln have this very steady pace of putting plugs on their vehicles. And one thing they've added in is luxury on every vehicle, and it is purifying the world by making them give almost 30 miles of just electricity alone.
Well, what about Lexus, though? They have the NX. They have powertrain choices in that one, too.
There's two things that Lexus are doing masterfully. First of all, they have their brand new infotainment system. This is American designed, American built. It'll go into every Lexus. But not only that, they're putting a commitment to getting people into hybrid vehicles. They made the NX hybrid $500 cheaper than the gas version of the same vehicle.
Okay, one that I was kind of excited about because for me personally, I see a lot of options available. That E-Transit.
Yeah, you know what? And when I first thought about the E-Transit, I'm like, man, we're in an auto show. I want to talk about sports cars. I want to talk about something fun. But then as I started to learn about it, and then I started to thinking about what's happening right now in the e-commerce world. Every single day, all of us see these vehicles going back and forth down our street, right? And we start thinking about the environmental impact. Well, their answer is the E-Transit. It's an all-electric, 128 miles of range, and they're giving consumers and businesses the complete package.
I'm going to close it out with trucks, and I can't look at you. I have to look at him. Tundra.
Yeah, you know what? I had a chance to drive the Tundra when it was first debuted down in Plano, Texas. They're debuting the hybrid version of it. It's the iForce Max. I'm telling you, this thing is really cool. It's about 12,000 pound in towing capacity. It's got a big motor under the hood, plenty of cool technology as far as hybrid goes from an electrification standpoint. The inside is amazing.
Okay, folks, that's about it for us. That's all the time we have. For Nick Miles, Mike Caudill, I'm Tor Dietrich. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the road. For more on these cars and all things automotive, please visit ourautoexpert.com.